to have their incredible expert and opinion on all these spots. You see the riders are lined up on course right there. Let's take it down to our onside MC, I believe, Catfish, and taking over this rider introduction.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Female BMX World Finals. We are so excited to be here in the city of peace, Hiroshima, Japan, for the first stop of the FIS World Series. You guys have been incredibly hospitable to us, and we are about to see who is leaving Hiroshima on top of the podium. Would you like to meet your riders? Riding into 12th position, doing it for USA Cycling, Angie Marino. From the United States, rocking the USA jersey, USA Cycling's Nina Buitrago. The #1 female BMX rider from New Zealand, Ellie Chu. Riding for Team Switzerland, Nikita Ducaro. Representing Santiago, Chile, doing it for Team Chile, Macarena Perez. Representing Florida, USA, chelseawolfe. Representing British cycling, Charlotte Worthington. The #1 female BMX rider from Russia, Elizaveta Posansky. The #1 Japanese female BMX rider, Minato Oike. Your 2018 World Champion in the Youth Games gold medalist, laralessmann from Germany. 2018's UCI overall world champion, doing it for USA Cycling, perrisbenegas. And your #1 qualifier, USA Cycling's Hannah Roberts. 1 minute of warm-up, ladies.
I've been talking about the largest qualification that we have for female BMX. Look at those names right there, and just a global field of high-hitting female athletes coming out for this first stop of the FIS World Series.
Yeah, Ryan, the one thing I want to note, even though we have 12 women riders in our final, this was huge. We had almost 40 riders competing in our qualifiers out here.
That's an incredible number.
It really is. We can't stress that enough, because only a few years ago, we had a final consisting of just 5, 6, 7 riders out there for the women's
and
class.
Hannah Roberts, 2 Americans, a German and a top Japanese rider competing out here in Japan. This is going to be Oikeminato going to start her first run here in front of, let's say, her home crowd.
And you can feel that warm reception here as Peace Park is erupting with support for the Japanese rider. We saw a huge season last year for oikeminato, where she actually took first place at the Montpellier stop on the FIS World Series. So she has what it takes as far as the tricks and style goes. In terms of the entire season, she finished 4th overall in ranking. I know that she's very focused and wants to be up on top, and if she can put a big score together in front of her home crowd of Japan, that would be very cool. We talk about for the Olympics, the host country having 2 spots that would be welcomed in, 1 for men and 1 for women's. And right now it looks like oikeminato is definitely a top contender for a potential Olympic athlete. Right now, 11 seconds into her run as oikeminato goes up the vert wall, charging back at us.
Coming here into the box jump. Wow, look at that turn down. Incredible extension on that click.
And the height on the wall ride right there. We actually are seeing Minato go way higher than she did in the 2018 season, and that just comes down to the bike control.
So great utilization as well of the park. You can see Oike is using every inch of it, not just hitting box jump to spine, box jump to step up, but utilizing all different features, hitting the hips, getting some technical tricks here, but now being able to go back for one more pull on that box jump and a backflip with 4 seconds to go. That's going to finish things off for oikeminato from Japan. Not sure if that bar spin is going to count. She was setting up. UCI rules state that the rider has to be on the ramp setting up for the trick before time goes. Our delegate, Barjiang, will be checking that out in replays up for the judges, but a great pull for the Japanese athlete.
Ryan, I want to say the biggest thing that we're seeing as far as the progression of women's riding is beyond the tricks. It's the bike control and body positioning out here. We're seeing Minato charge the course, almost looking like a completely different rider from last year, just through the confidence. Even in that wall ride or the body position on that turn down, you can just see the control and almost to the top of the coping on that wall. It's a different level as far as bike control, confidence, and putting the two together for that equation of her run out here.
That's an incredibly vital aspect that you have said there, Daryl, is bike control is so much more important, in my opinion, than tricks. If you watch the progression of action sports throughout the many decades we've been doing this, the one thing that you can consistently see is whoever can figure out bike control will have the ability to stay on top and get those tricks. They come easier, they just come more authentically, and you see that style accentuate within the riding. So great to see all the bike control coming to all these female athletes. The tricks are going to come as well, but such incredible progression on all scales of freestyle, and oikeminato really delivering a top-class performance, an 81.75, a huge score out there for the Japanese rider.
Well, we talk about bike control, and 3 of our women athletes who have yet to take the course have definitely shown a lot of that in 2018, and the fact that they were our top qualifiers means that they've got a lot more of it to show here in our final.
Wow.
No-footed can-can transfer on the step down. Laralessmann with the big bar spin.
Wow, that was some start.
The German rider ripping around the course, blasting big over that box jump with a lot of height and a foot plant that can off the wall. Laralessmann, Germany, bar spin over the spine. This is so rad to see her run out here. Just putting the tricks down on the spine in both directions.
Lara really showing us why she's that third place qualifier, answering with so much poise out there on course. Transfer right there, and just incredible bike control like you said, but holding speed the whole way through. 10 seconds left and she's still charging with full transfers like that.
Laralessmann had a big 2018 season. She actually finished 2nd overall for the year, just behind Hannah Roberts, and she actually won our last stop at Chengdu. So Laralessmann's got a lot to prove out here. She wants to be on top spot of that podium, and we're actually going to see our last 3 riders, including Lara, super competitive out on the course, not only with the other riders out there, but also with themselves. They demand a lot, they're pushing their riding, and they're going to uncharted territory for women's BMX freestyle. Such an exciting thing to have, and the fact that we're going towards Tokyo 2020 Olympics, and we're seeing the real-time progression of women's freestyle, it's such an exciting time. So the score to beat is the 81.75. The question is, will Laralessmann's no-footed can-can transfer, her bar spins over the spine, and also that step be enough to bring her up into that top spot?
Some incredible work being done from the German rider right there. Oikeminato, you see on screen, that's a score to beat. Just came down with an 81.75 as well. Chelseawolfe with a great score, 77.75, and Angie Marino as well in the 70s. Let's see where the German is going to go. Wow, and it's going to be a new leader. Laura Lessman pushes an 84.12 into first place.
Things are really heating up out here as we have 2 more riders remain. Our next rider for the USA, you can see the coveted rainbow jersey that she is wearing. That is because she got first place at the UCI BMX Urban Cycling Championships in November last year. This is the one, the only perrisbenegas dropping in. Oh,
wow,
big air.
Look at the height coming out of Paris and getting a channel gap right there.
Paris's riding definitely focuses more on speed and style as we are seeing her put them 2 together to get that big wall ride transfer. No other rider has gone quarter to quarter on the elevated portion of our course.
No, I was just going to note, this is, maybe you saw the channel gaps with a few other athletes, but this is a different way tackling the course as well. Going into the box jump there, she's really hitting different points for the judges.
You can just see Paris control the course as she carves around the capsule, transfer up with that toboggan. Paris doing it for Cult BMX and BMX women around the world. Proudly representing that USA rainbow jersey. The rider that wins the World Championships is the only rider that gets that jersey for the year, and it's an honor to wear it in competition. And Paris is showing you that with that can-can over that step. Wow, big run for perrisbenegas. Paris is definitely a fierce competitor. Some say that she is hardest on herself because she just demands a lot from herself, and you can see that with that tabletop hip laying it over. Unofficially the highest air we've seen out of any woman rider so far in the contest. Can over that top tube.
This makes it a difficult position if you're in one of those judging spots right now. As we have seen someone like Lara Lessman go out, and she tackled with great amplitude, speed, and difficulty. Her tricks were miles higher than perrisbenegas, let's say. So it comes into this difficult situation of freestyle. How do the judges really assess a situation?
Yeah, Ryan, because beyond the tricks, it's about that bike control we keep talking about and how a rider can confidently charge the course. To do that transfer quarter to quarter, wall riding on the vert wall in the elevated portion of the course, you gotta have that bike control to get the speed to get up there. Not any rider can do that. So that's what separates Paris maybe from some of the other riders that we saw, like Elizaveta Posadzki go for that truck driver, which is the 360 bar spin, or Charlotte Worthington's flare attempt, or Macarena Perez's tail whip attempt. So we're seeing all the different elements and styles of riding, and that flow, speed, and putting it together worked extremely well for Paris last year, and it looks like that formula is definitely going to be a successful one here with an 83.75. So USA is going to be sitting in second place just behind Germany, followed by Japan of Minato Oiki. But we are not done yet. One rider remains, and this rider is known as your 2016, 17, and 18 FIS World Series champion. This is Hannah Roberts. Hannah has been the premier pusher for BMX women's freestyle for the last 5 years, doing some never done before tricks, including the bar spins, flares.
Whoa! Oh, that's an upset for Hannah Roberts. Pushing a bit too high on that wall. I don't think she was expecting to do a tire slide. Oh, and that was a really unexpected crash coming for Hannah Roberts. Our youngest competitor at 17 years young on course. We have great medical staff out there going to be able to take care of her, but that was a very unexpected crash, I believe, for Hannah. She didn't realize that her rear wheel was past coping. You see, she had so much height coming out of that bar spin and pushing up into this quarter pipe. Oh, and just tweaking that arm right there.
We're going to give Hannah some time to get checked out on the course and get a breather. Hannah is one of the toughest riders out there. We've actually seen through the last few seasons her take some very difficult crashes, and to the amazement of everybody, gets back up. I'm hoping that's the same scenario right here, but you talked about her back wheel catching on top of that vert quarter pipe. She had a lot of momentum coming in, maybe a little bit too much speed, and when a rider's tire hits up there, oh, this is great news. Hannah Roberts getting back up. You see her down there with Trish Bear from Bear Sports Essentials, walking her off the course. I hope that she will be okay. I doubt she'll be able to ride in her second run, but we're going to put the energy out there. She is a superwoman. We've seen her do things before that are beyond amazement. So Hannah, unfortunately, going down. We're sending you our positive thoughts and energy, and we're hoping that she's okay. It's a very high quarter pipe to wind up having that crash on.
Wow, so that's some incredible news. Actually, we're crossing our fingers, and hopefully Hannah Roberts will pull in her superwoman strength and come out for the second run. But right now, we're going back up to oikeminato, who was the first rider to push out chelseawolfe from that hot seat position, but has since then been pushed down twice into third place. This is none other than your local talent, oikeminato, about to drop in for her second run here. The FIS World Series 2019, the UCI BMX Freestyle World Cup Women's Final. Dropping in, great extension on that tuck no-hander, throwing those hands high up and high up on that wall as well.
That no-hander was awesome. The height was there as Japan being represented by Minato Oiki coming in. Now let's see what she's got over the big box jump. A huge turn down and a tire ride right on top of that vert wall, on that wall ride, hitting almost by the coping. Tire grabbed the tabletop. Let's see it working halfway through the run at 25 seconds to go. These are the crucial ones. I like seeing the height that Minato is doing, just pulling up for all it's worth over that hip. Jumping our step up on the catwalk elevated feature of the course. Oh,
and unfortunately, that's an upset for oikeminato.
We're seeing Minato right there exit the course. Maybe a little bit disappointed that it didn't go her way, but that no-hander definitely did go her way out there. That was a huge extension. Again, I'm just gonna bring it up with an exclamation point, put a highlighter on it. Look at the body position of Minato out there, just blasting confidently. This is a different rider we're seeing out there. Maybe she wanted to try something at the end of her run. So much of this is an internal struggle when you're out there because you've got to put it all on the line. We're seeing riders do very difficult tricks, and you saw in the first-hand experience with Hannah Roberts, you can get hurt, you can crash, and you can go down. So even if you see a rider's reaction that might be a little bit strong out there like Minato's, it's because there's so much passion behind it. And we know that the riders are putting their all out there, and when you're riding that raw and you're out there, definitely emotions can be up in the air.
Laura Lessman, this is your current leader right now from Germany, an 84.12 dominating performance out of her first run. Big smile on her face. She's about to get that clock started. She's ready to drop in for run number 2 here. Like I said, holding that leaderboard, only 2 other riders who are able to push her out after this second run. Let's see if she can improve that score and gain a bit of momentum on that lead. How's it going to go? Laura Lessman from Germany dropping in here in Hiroshima, Japan.
Laura keeping things the same with their first hit, that no-foot can-can step-down transfer. If a rider does the same run 2 times in a row, they're not penalized because it's the best run format that counts. I believe she wound up doing a pedal flip right there over that long and low box, and a great combination, the X up to turn down. 1 foot to can-can stepping through, slipping a pedal right there.
Just pushing back, and she's going to wave it off. She knows her first run held higher than that one. So with that little bobble in there coming off the wall ride, that's all it takes for an athlete to miss the points that they know they need to stay on top of the board. But right now, Laura is sitting in that comfortable position, but only 1 point out from Paris, who is about to drop after her. Let's take a highlight look. You just saw that beautiful Nopa can transfer and that bar spin on the step up.
There was that pedal flip. You see her utilizing that freewheel in the back, kicking the pedals around on the crank arms and able to spot her feet very cleanly up there. And there was that turn down with the X up. Very cool out of Laura Lessman, but as you said, she wasn't able to finish and complete her whole second run. So that first will definitely be the one to stick. She is sitting in that top spot with that 84.12. And as you look on the board right there, there are two riders' names who are highlighted who have yet to go, Hannah Roberts being one of them. I don't believe we're going to see her back in competition. So that means that there is only one rider potentially standing in the way of Laura Lessman taking that top spot out here. And that rider's name is for Team USA. She is wearing the UCI rainbow jersey, meaning that she got first place last year at the UCI Urban Cycling World Championships. This is the one, the only, perrisbenegas. We can see Paris right now taking a moment to get her composure, dropping in as the 60 seconds ticks down with a big boosting air on that tabletop. Paris hitting the wall ride transfer, going into her elevated portion. Let's see if she could do it again. Yes!
Yes, getting that transfer, showing why she is rocking the rainbow jersey right there. Huge amplitude. Like I said, tackling with so much speed. Her riding really accentuates the fast movements going around this park.
That rainbow jersey goes to the UCI World Champion. That is in every UCI cycling event, and it is the biggest honor in any cycling event to have that throughout the course of the season, where a rider can show, hey, I am world champ. I mean business, and I'm going to bring it, and that's what Paris is doing with 15 seconds to go. Turn down over the spine ramp. Paris with another tabletop. The style is what Paris is serving up, as she has 5 seconds high on the vert wall, charging, putting the pedals on. Where's she going, Ryan? Transfer up.
Whoa, big style right there, and that's going to do it to the buzzer.
Wow, that jump will be after the buzzer, but to get that step-up transfer, the only rider we've seen do that on the course. You are tired, you are winded, but you are not perrisbenegas, because she had the endurance to get it done, jumping up high. Look at the tabletop, laying things over. I'm going to say unofficially the highest air we've seen so far in all of competition for Menendez. Getting that X up, flying up. Here is the turn down, twisting things to the side. And she was able to sneak in that tabletop afterwards. And there is that long and low transfer step up that Menendez got in the final moments of her second run. So the score being held strong by was the first run from Laura Lessman. Germany has an 84.12. Menendez is sitting in second place after her first run of an 83.75. We just witnessed a solid second run for Menendez. Will it be enough to move her up past Laura Lessman? Can USA dominate Germany out here to get a big chunk of the points as we move towards Tokyo 2020 Olympics? You can feel the tension here in Peace Park, as it is all down to this moment right here.
All she needs is to improve by less than 1 point. Move past that 84.12 of Laura Lessman. Anticipation awaits to see, and no, it's going to be an improvement, but not enough. 84 even. Just 0.12 behind Laura Lessman, but not enough for an improvement in position.
Whoa,
as we have
what?
Hannah Roberts back up after that horrific crash in her first run.
Are you kidding me? We were just about to write this in the history books, and we've got our defending champion, Hannah Roberts, doing it for Team USA, coming back after a very hard crash.
Hannah is the only athlete out here to be able to change up the leaderboard and that podium, getting the wall ride where it took her out. Wow, 360 tuck, no hander, Hannah Roberts. She holds on to a run like this, it's definitely going to change that podium position.
Hannah Roberts coming back strong with the bar spin on that step down transfer. And a flare!
And a flare!
What?
One of the biggest tricks we've seen in competition today. Hannah Roberts not only comes back, but has superhuman strength and nails a huge tail whip air into a phenomenal 360 over the spine, riding unchained right here.
Hannah Roberts pouring it on as she does a tail whip over the step up. This is an enormous run for Hannah Roberts, coming back after that crash with the bar spin transfer.
Wow, and it's not done. 10 seconds on the clock, enough time for 2 more jumps here for Hannah Roberts. This is going to be it with a bar spin on the step up. Hannah Roberts comes back and dominates. When all the pressure was on her shoulders, she delivered out here in the Hiroshima sun, and now it is just up to the judges on top.
Maximum respect to Hannah Roberts, coming back with a phenomenal run out there. One of the best we have seen. That is such an emotional moment here at Peace Park for Hannah Roberts. You actually see Minato Oiki, our Japanese rider, coming out along with Lessman, showing their respect to Hannah Roberts, having that horrific crash so hard we basically wrote her out from taking her second run because of the crash being that brutal. Comes back and just does a huge run. This is going to be a big moment for Roberts. We're going to see what her score is going to be, but she had the flare coming in the transition. She had the tail whips. This was huge, Ryan.
Absolutely incredible performance, and like we said, coming back after a crash like that, it's not only physically demanding, but this is such an emotional charge, and she knows that she has to deliver right here, coming off with such high anticipation, being your first place semi-finalist moving into this final. It's the start of the FIS World Series, but as well, it's such an incredible delivered performance for the 2020 Tokyo Olympics. All the points are going to count towards this, and we're going to have to wait and just see what the judges deliver. A first place performance for Hannah Roberts, a 91.25, pushes the German into second place, and that is going to do it. We've called it out here in Hiroshima. The United States rider, Hannah Roberts, has come out, and when all the pressure was on her shoulders, delivered into first place.
Hannah Roberts showing you why she was our FIS World Series champion for the last 3 years in a row. The champion out here, bringing it when it counts. What a very special moment there, Ryan. Went down so hard. Everybody here in Peace Park was feeling for her emotionally. Very hard crash, hoping that she was okay. And I can't believe that we just witnessed Hannah come back and not only take her second run, but having the best run that we've seen all day.
Wow, such a phenomenal performance from all our female athletes out here in Hiroshima. Just couldn't have written the script any better than this. Hannah Roberts right there on top. You see our incredible list of 12 competitors. Lessman holding strong right to the end there. And then perrisbenegas in third place.